Welcome back to Garage 512, everybody. Thank you for pushing play. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Really appreciate you guys really helping me get this channel off the ground. So, at long last, I'm going to talk about the top 10 lessons learned from owning 3 Corvette race cars. Every one of them expensive life lessons. So let's dig into it. Lesson number 1, do not use real carbon fiber. I mean, unless you just got plenty of money like that, and then in which case, knock yourself out, right? But if your use case is street driving, like most of us, I suspect, you're going to find that you need to replace those parts a hell of a lot more than you want to. More, and certainly more than your wallet wants you to. Scrapes, rock chips look absolutely horrible on carbon fiber. I mean, and they're expensive to replace. So it's like the double whammy, right? I mean, if you look at LG's product here for all 3 pieces, the front air splitter and the 2 side skirts, that's like $2,345 plus shipping, right? So you're talking $2,800, right? Maybe $3,000, depending on where you are and all that stuff. But I mean, like, damn. It's a lot. I mean, with this car, I decided to go the cheaper route because I know from experience that shit's going to get damaged. It's going to look like crap, and I'm not going to want to spend $3,000 for it. To replace it, I'm just not going to. I'll do it, but I'm going to hate every minute of it. I'm going to bitch and moan every step of the way. So this time around, I went with the hydro-dipped carbon fiber parts from ABS. They are plastic, which means they have give. Carbon fiber is very stiff. It's not forgiving. And if you ain't got deep pockets, well, that's going to hurt. Every time you go slow, you go over an angle, and I mean, it's like nails on a chalkboard, and you know every one of those scrapes is going to drive you crazy to look at it, and it's going to cost you $3,000 to replace, and it's just like, I'm over it. I've done it a couple different times, and it's like, screw this. It's just going to have to look bad. And then you go to a car show, and you're like, this looks bad. I need to replace it. So this time around, I'm going with plastic hydro-dip carbon fiber, in quotes, right? And that's because the reality is damage is going to happen. It's going to happen more frequently than you want to, and it's much more cost effective to go the hydro-dipped way of the road as opposed to real carbon fiber and save yourself $2,250. Number 2, don't buy modified Corvettes. Yeah, I got burned on that one. The uncertainty of not knowing how the previous owner or owners drove the car and their maintenance schedule could spell disaster like it did with me on this last car. My first 2 Corvettes were purchased from the dealer, and I modified them myself with the help of various performance shops. Only this last one was pre-modified, and I only bought it pre-modified for 3 really good reasons. Number 1, the color. Okay, I wanted Le Mans blue. That was my dream color. I've always wanted that color, and I got it. Number 2, it only had 23,000 miles on it. Pretty good bet, right? Yeah, it had a lot of owners, but it only had 23,000 miles. So I felt good about that. And number 3, I actually had receipts from all of the previous owners. So I knew the heads were replaced, and along with the valve springs and all of that stuff back in January of 2008. Okay? Yeah, still a long time ago, but I was going to have all that stuff checked out, but I never got a chance to do it because 6 hours apparently was a death sentence for me. So if you watch the video titled When Motors Go Boom, you'll understand that motor blew up after me driving only 6 hours. And I suspect it dropped a lifter or a valve spring broke, but I won't know that until the new motor goes in, the old motor goes over to LME, and LME tears it down and diagnose what the heck happened. At that point, they'll be able to tell me what parts are good, and I'll be able to sell those off and hopefully offset some of my costs. But yeah, don't buy modified Corvettes. Not a good decision. Number 3, stick to one performance shop and don't deviate unless you absolutely have to. See, this is a tough one because you trust your friends and you trust their recommendations and their referrals. But let me tell you, not every shop is going to treat you the same as they treated your friend. And not every shop is going to stand by their work. I would go with the buddy who's done heavy modifications to their Corvette and have had little to no issues with that performance shop. Let me show you what I mean. Watch this video of my last 454 stroker, okay? Short block was built by ERL. It was perfect when I got it until one of the mini performance shops effed up my block. Thankfully, it was repairable, but check this shit out here. Wait a minute. Say that again?
See that hole there?
Oh, the top one. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
See this hole here?
Yep.
Those feed all the lifters. The whole upper end of the engine is fed by those two holes.
Okay.
Okay, and this is the crossfeed channel.
Okay.
This was holding the plate up, which let oil bleed by here.
Okay.
Oil pressure. I'm surprised it didn't get bad enough to where it spun bearing or something, as bad as the oiling system is.
Was there still a screw in there?
No.
Okay. So it did come out.
No, there was never one in there to begin with.
Oh.
Look, there's no threads.
Yeah, that's what I was noticing the last time. There's no threads at all. So
here's the old bolt.
Right.
And you see these gouge marks in the block?
Yeah.
Obviously, they tried to grind it or chisel it out of there, and obviously they missed a few places.
Mm-hmm.
This is a hack job. This is very bad. Very, very poor work. See, now here's the other problem. Look at the bolt the way it is. Okay?
Yep.
Now you can see the center of that original bolt is about right where that mark is right there.
Yep.
And they offset drilled it over here. And then didn't even drill it or tap it for another bolt.
Yeah, I can see, because, you see the threads are there.
So this is completely destroyed. So this whole deal has to be completely machined out of there, about this big, and then an insert has to be put in there to get it right.
I'm with you. I could have spun a bearing. So yeah, a total hack job. Number 4. If you have to have a motor built, stick to just one trusted engine builder and follow their recommendations. There are a number of really good engine builders out there, so do your research and find the one that takes the time to talk to you over the phone or in person and shares their detailed plans for your build. And have them explain the why behind their recommendations. My last 454 short block was built by ERL back when they still built customer motors. That wasn't the problem with that car. The problem was I violated rule number 3 and had too many damn performance shops touching my car. And that was a recipe for disaster, and things got messed up, but quick. So I would follow the engine builder's recommendations for cam specs and supporting valve train items, as well as oil type and oil viscosity. Number 5, change your oil frequently. Based on what LME told me, I would change my oil every 3,000 miles or sooner depending on use case. Change the oil after every road course or drag event. You know when you've been beaten on your car. Change it after every beating. Use the oil recommended by the engine builder or performance shop if no engine was built by a third party. And then check for wear issues by cutting open the oil filter after every oil change and inspect it for metal particles and debris. Number 6, if you have an LS7, make sure you replace those valve guides. Every LS7 owner knows this, and if you don't, please Google LS7 valve drop issue or check out the LME tour video where we talk specifically about the LS7 valve drop issue. You're going to want to replace those stock valve guides with bronze ones to help prevent valve guide wear and possible engine disaster. Don't go too big on your cam on a stock bottom end unless you got big money for repairs. Most people will add a bigger cam when they have their heads fixed, okay, specifically the LS7 heads. But when you have your heads and cam package done, make sure you have the discussion with the performance shop about a couple things really. Valve clearances, because usually when people go and add this cam, there's, you're trying to create big horsepower and, you're increasing the duration of your cam for all this torque and horsepower. But going too big, especially on a stock bottom end, can cause engine damage. It's all fun and games until engine goes boom. All right. And the other thing is talk to the shop about upgrading your lifters and valve springs. Okay. These things need to be upgraded when doing a big cam. Make sure you have strong enough valve springs, okay, to support that big cam. They're not all created equal, okay? And going too big without the supporting hardware, hell, just going big anyway, but common sense should tell you just upgrade everything to support that. But, Going too big without the supporting hardware can cause your engine to go boom, and that's a $30,000 mistake. Trust me. Number 8, don't chase the dyno numbers. It is so easy to get caught up in it. I mean, it's really just a tool to measure the power gains when you do your power mods, okay? Stay with the same dyno for consistency when you do those power adders too, okay? And I'm here to tell you, dyno sheet racing ain't racing, okay? It's a demeasuring contest. You want to know who's faster? Get out there and race, okay? Also, peak horsepower and peak torque, it ain't everything. Focus on the power under the curve. That's the usable power. That's where the rubber meets the road, okay? Let me show you what I mean. Here's an example. Car A has much higher peak numbers. Well, not that much higher, but higher peak numbers. About 520 to the tires at 6,500 RPM. It's very peaky, but it's very weak in the mid-range, okay? That's the power underneath the curve. Look at Car B. It has slightly lower peak numbers, 490 to the tires at 6,200 RPM. I mean, but look at the graph. It's much broader and stronger in the mid-range. So keep that in mind. These are the kind of people that need to go race. Forget that dyno sheet stuff. Number 9, replace your valve springs every 5 years or 20 to 30,000 miles. This is purely a precautionary measure. You're going to want to inspect the lifters and valve train components for wear and damage whenever you replace your valve springs, okay? And replace them as necessary, more so if you do a lot of drag racing. And lastly, number 10, and this one gets everybody, I don't care who you are. Wait until your oil temperature reaches 160 degrees before you give it the beans, all right? Stay away from high revs at idle. It may not blow on the spot, but those revs are cumulative, let me tell you. And I get it. We all want to show off from time to time, right? I mean, it's fun. It's cool. You like to hear the motor. Hell, we even get goaded into it by the bystander asking you to show off. But you know what? It ain't their car, okay? Your oil needs time to get to 160 degrees, okay? Make sure your engine is properly lubricated. You only get that by letting the oil reach temperature, 160 degrees, okay? That way, all of your engine internals have a nice protective coat, okay? Cold oil is thick oil, and thick oil takes time for your engine internals to get a nice protective coat, all right? Otherwise, you're metal on metal, and then boom, God help you, all right? Oh! Cold revving is hard on the valve train. F that shit. All right, there you have it. My top 10 costly lessons learned after owning 3 modified Corvettes and only going through 7 motors. Okay, if you found this video useful, okay, like and subscribe, and please forward to those that you think might find it useful. Okay, and as always, guys, when it comes to your health care, check that box.